Be Jesus Christ and Mary Immaculate, welcome to this homily for the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time. The Gospel is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 14, verses 25 to 33. A brief introduction. The Gospel gives us some of the most demanding words of Jesus about what it means to follow him and be a disciple. He reminds us that discipleship is not about a comfort or a privilege, but about placing Jesus above all, carrying the cross with him with freedom, and letting go of whatever holds us back. Let's dive into it. The words of the gospel really are demanding. A large crowd was following Jesus, thinking that Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem in order to take over, in order to rule, in order to take power, to bring wealth and privilege back to Israel, and those who were around him wanted a piece of it. They sort of wanted to be in his cabinet. But Jesus turns and makes it clear that following him is not about power or gain. It is about freedom and surrender. Let's look at some of these points. Number 1, love above every bond. Love above every relationship. Jesus says, "If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brother and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple." The language is very strong, but the meaning is clear. Jesus is not calling us to despise anyone, especially not our family members. Jesus loved his mother and his father. What he is doing is that he's calling us to love him above every other relationship. He wants us to love our mother and father with the same love that we have for him. He wants us to love our brothers and sisters with the same love that we have for him. He wants us to love our wife, our husbands, with the same love that we have for him. He's not asking us to despise anyone. He's asking us to make his love the base for the love that we show to all other relationships. And only in loving him can we truly, freely love somebody else. That same radical love for Christ is what the gospel asks of every disciple. Number 2, carrying the cross. The second condition is, whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. In Roman times, the person that was condemned to death, just like it happened to Jesus, the condemned person carried the horizontal beam of the cross through the streets to the place of his execution. And this person was carrying this beam, was very exposed, sometimes naked, nude, beaten, and so he was carrying this beam exposed, and the crowds were there to insult and humiliate the person. And Jesus uses this image to say that discipleship sometimes means being ready to face rejection, being ready to face misunderstandings, and being ready to face a loss of reputation. People, many times Christians, have been ridiculed for their love of the poor, for their defense of the poor, for their defense of creation, for the defense of the marginalized, for their defense of those who have no voice. Yet, this is not just suffering for the sake of suffering. It's suffering for freedom. When we are no longer controlled by the opinion of others, when we live for God's truth rather than for human approval, we are truly free. Number 3, renouncing our possessions. Finally, Jesus says, whoever does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciple. He knows how easy it is for wealth and security to take hold of our heart, to possess us. Goods are useful, but if we cling to them, they begin to possess us. For Jesus, what we give away is what we truly own. What we keep for ourselves ends up enslaving us. We become slaves of our things. 2 examples. To underline this point, Jesus offers 2 examples. A man who begins a tower without finishing it, and a king who cannot face his enemy because he lacks the strength or the manpower. In both cases, the problem is not simply a lack of resources, but of lack of foresight. A lack of foresight and surrender. Jesus is telling us, do not rely on your own strength. The journey of discipleship requires trust in God's Spirit and not in our own calculations. Many times when we've tried to resolve our issues our own way, we just make them worse. How does this apply to us today? The gospel is not meant to frighten us away from following Christ. This is an invitation to true discipleship. But to show us the cost of discipleship, he's telling us up front that it's not going to be easy. It asks us, what holds us back? Family expectations, fear or rejection, the pull of possessions or comfort? What holds us back from being true disciples of Christ? To follow Jesus means to place him first, to accept the cross with freedom, and to live generously. St. Eugene de Mazenod, the founder of the Missionary Oblates of Mary Immaculate, believed that such a radical love was the only way to build a life of holiness and mission. And so he told us, leave nothing undared for the sake of the gospel. Eugene de Mazenod's words echo the gospel. Christ alone must be our all. So my friends, to follow Christ is to give him the first place in our hearts, so that freed from any other attachment, whether things or relationships, we can walk with him in true freedom and in true joy. God bless you.